No one could have imagined that a simple milk carton would become the ultimate weapon to escape prison the moment it landed in Ray's hands. But as soon as Ray tore the carton open, a thin, shiny plastic film emerged. Seizing the opportunity, he carefully pressed that film over the prison door's keypad. When the guard typed in the password, his fingerprints were left clearly imprinted on the sheet. Using the process of elimination, Ray quickly discovered the correct combination. But the real challenge lay ahead: how to reach it with his hand. Ray soaked toilet paper in water, rolled it into small balls, mixed them with toothpaste, and prepared a sticky concoction. He then wrapped them in a large sheet of paper, creating a unique adhesive structure. To accomplish all of this, he had to stay hidden from the cameras. Ray had already studied the guard's routine in great detail. Every time the guard locked him in the cell and went out to smoke a cigarette to pass the time, the monitoring room remained empty for 7 minutes. This was Ray's biggest window. He knew that to escape prison, 3 things are essential: complete knowledge of the guard's routine, a precise understanding of the prison's layout, and a reliable partner waiting outside. Ray had already mastered the first 2. He had also found a weak point near the prison, a fire station attached to the prison wall. Ray also knew the location of the black cell. After fixing everything in his mind, he set his plan in motion. He deliberately attacked another prisoner and injured him. Just as he expected, the guards punished him by throwing him into the black cell. When the guard came to deliver food, Ray secretly slid a paper ball into the lock of the small window, which then opened easily. The password was only 4 digits, which Ray cracked in seconds. As soon as he left the black cell, he hacked the monitoring system and looped 7-minute-old footage so the guards wouldn't notice a thing. After that, he found the ventilation pipe connected to the fire station. While the guards were busy smoking, Ray crawled through the pipe and made it out. Outside, his partner was already waiting. She triggered a small explosion in a car, which set off the fire alarm. The guards checked the CCTV footage, but everything looked normal. Meanwhile, Ray had entered the fire station. He quickly stole a firefighter's uniform and hid under a fire truck. Taking advantage of the chaos, he arrived at the scene with the truck and then escaped safely in his partner's car. This was Ray's 14th escape, revealing that he was no ordinary criminal. His real job was testing prison security systems. In reality, he was the owner of a security company. Because of this, he entered prisons as a fake prisoner, escaped using his skills, and demonstrated whether the jail's security system needed improvements. He had escaped from so many prisons that people began to say, this man could escape from anywhere. One day, CIA agents approached him and told him he had to go to a very strict secret prison. Neither its name nor its location could be revealed. The mission was extremely dangerous. Even so, Ray accepted because the multi-million-dollar offer was too tempting. Who would have thought that money could truly make a person do anything? They gave Ray a new identity and a secret exit code he could use if something went wrong. Before leaving, they also implanted a tracking device in his body. Soon the day arrived when he was supposed to be arrested deliberately, but suddenly a group of people kidnapped him, shocked him with electricity, removed the tracking device from his hand, injected him with something, and knocked him unconscious. When he opened his eyes, he found himself in a strange prison where every room was made of glass and cameras were everywhere. All the prisoners around him were also under 24-hour supervision. This prison was completely suspended in the air, so no prisoner could even think about digging through the floor to escape. Seeing this, Ray immediately understood he was in a dire situation. To get out as soon as possible, he told the warden his secret code. But the warden turned out to be a man with a twisted mind. He claimed no such code existed to release him and locked Ray back up without listening. Here we learned that the warden was working with someone who was Ray's enemy. A bit later, Ray saw that the guards were heavily armed, wore black masks over their faces, and far outnumbered the prisoners. Whenever they felt like it, they beat or killed anyone. There was also a terrifying torture room where bright lights blinded you the moment you entered, and the temperature was extremely high. Despite the pain, Ray began to carefully examine the entire room. While inspecting, his eyes landed on a nail fastened to a steel plate on the floor. In that moment, an idea came to him. Upon leaving, he began to craft a plan. Now, to get out of prison, he desperately needed someone's help. As soon as he started making contacts, a man named Tyson approached to befriend him. There was a different spark in his eyes. He asked directly, "What do you need?" Ray hid nothing and said plainly, "I need a shiny sheet of metal that can reflect light. "If you get it from me, you can escape this prison with me too." Tyson agreed. After that, Tyson went straight to the warden and began insulting him. The twisted warden grew angry and began to subject him to water torture. However, in the meantime, Tyson skillfully removed the drain cover from the room. After taking many hits, he handed that drain cover to Ray. Ray thought, "Wow, this guy is pretty sharp." Impressed by Tyson, he revealed his true identity. "I am a prison escape artist." Along with that, he shared his analysis that the structure of this prison is vertical, meaning the prison is built underground. Actually, when Ray was in the torture room, he had heard the sound of water coming from beneath the floor, which meant there could be a water pipe there that might provide an escape route. After all this, Tyson deliberately picked a fight with the prison gang, the Marco brothers. Meanwhile, Ray hid a piece of bread in the palm of his hand. Then, while the Marco brothers incited a riot in the prison according to the plan, both were thrown into the torture room. As soon as they arrived, Ray immediately pulled out the drain cover and used its reflection to focus on the nails. Due to the high temperature, the nails began to melt and pop out one by one. In just a few seconds, he removed them all. Then he put a piece of wet bread in his mouth and signaled Tyson to distract the guard. Following this, Tyson began his work, which diverted the warden's attention toward him. Meanwhile, Ray quickly stuck the wet bread onto the CCTV camera so the images inside couldn't be seen. He then climbed down through the floor and began moving through the pipe. But unfortunately, he accidentally broke a cable along the way, causing water to start leaking. Finally, when he reached the top, the ground disappeared beneath his feet. It turned out this prison wasn't underground, but in the middle of the sea on a massive ship. Escaping from there seemed impossible. Meanwhile, the water began to leak and fill the prison, leading the prisoners in the torture room to be released. Luckily, Ray hid from the guards' eyes and returned safely in time. However, a new problem awaited him on the other side. In fact, the warden found the nails left on the floor and realized Ray had tried to escape. After this, he immediately called a man, and the secret was revealed that the person who had Ray incarcerated in this prison was none other than his business partner, Lester, who had hatched this conspiracy out of greed for the company. The next day, no one knew that clouds of torture were about to loom over Ray. Every time he tried to sleep, the guards woke him up and beat him brutally, taking advantage of the situation. Many days passed like this. He spent the entire day in a state of unconsciousness and exhaustion. Finally, seeing his condition, the guards began taking him to the medical room every day. So many wounds, so many painful memories, so many broken hopes. Even so, he continued to fight his battle. Even the doctor was stunned to see him. A few days later, the torture stopped, and he began making plans again. In fact, under the pretext of eating, he began secretly manufacturing a directional device under the table. During this time, he allied with Marco and included him in his team. Afterward, the three of them worked out a powerful plan. According to the plan, Marco lied to the warden saying, "I have secret information that I must deliver at the desk." Upon hearing this, the warden gave him permission to go to the desk. As soon as he got there, Marco began taking measurements with the direction detector. But this wasn't enough for Ray. He noticed that when flushing the toilet, the water swirled counterclockwise. After analyzing all the data, he concluded that he was currently in the Northern Hemisphere. Then, by questioning a newly arrived prisoner, he discovered it was the month of November. After that, taking his body temperature into account, Ray estimated that the temperature there must be close to the coast of Morocco. After so much hard work, they finally discovered their clear location. However, even knowing the location, how were they going to get out? Then Tyson said, "If we can somehow send a message to my men outside, no one's father will be able to stop us from getting out of here." Hearing his words, Ray felt that the prison doctor might help him. They then made a plan where Tyson deliberately attacked Ray so that Ray could go to the doctor. For many days, Ray pretended to be sick and went to the doctor daily. The doctors also couldn't bear Ray's pain and agreed to help him. Now, the revelation here is that in reality, the doctor was also serving a life sentence there, so he promised to help Ray reunite with his family. After that, he secretly sent Ray's message to Tyson's men. Everything was ready. Then, at night, the warden saw Ray tapping something on the wall. It was actually Morse code, and when the warden decoded it, it said, "There will be a riot in Block C tomorrow morning, through which these people are going to escape." Seeing this, the warden started sweating. He immediately tripled security in Block C, but he didn't know that this was Ray's master plan. The real riot was going to happen in his own Block A, where only 2 guards remained. The next morning, 2 gangs clashed with each other. Taking advantage of this chaos, Ray, Tyson, and Marco escaped. As they ran, Ray stood in front of the camera and mocked the warden. Infuriated, the warden ordered all doors to be closed. Then, the 3 climbed toward the prison roof through the pipes. When they got very close to the deck, their path was blocked by an electronic door. The only way to open it was to shut off the power to the entire prison. This risky task could get them caught again. On the other side, the warden had tracked their location through the motion detector, and all the guards were now chasing them. While running, Marco was shot. He understood it would be difficult for him to survive, so he told his companions to run and stayed behind, alone, to hold off the guards. Somehow, Ray reached the engine room below, cut the power to the entire ship, and as soon as the door above opened, Tyson immediately reached the deck. Luckily, the helicopter had also arrived there, but given Tyson's strong determination, how could he leave Ray alone? He grabbed a machine gun and began firing at the guards coming head-on. Meanwhile, Ray hid and entered a water tank where it was difficult to find him. Seeing this, the warden immediately ordered the ship to be restarted. As a result, the water tank Ray was hiding in began to empty automatically, causing Ray to fall directly into the sea. The warden was stunned by Ray's intelligence. Meanwhile, Tyson threw him a gun. Ray caught it instantly and fired a few shots, causing the oil drums behind the warden to explode. With this, the warden died instantly. Now everything calmed down, and both reached the African coast. Suddenly, a car appeared ahead, and a girl stepped out. That girl was none other than Tyson's daughter, Jessica, who had given Ray the offer for this mission. Now, Ray understood everything. In reality, Jessica had sent him to prison to save her father, and with Ray's cunning, he got him out too. Finally, a sweet smile appeared on Ray's face, and with that spirit of fighting and never giving up, these people were able to reunite with their families. This meeting became the end of this beautiful movie.